Welcome, welcome. Hold 'em, control 'em. 1, 2, 1, 2, and all of those great things that people say. Right? We're going live, even though live stream ain't really been working. We're going live anyway. How about that? Maybe, just maybe, somebody will get a notification. Never seen you before, but it's great how you chimed in that you got one. What's up? Oh, okay. I remember that. Now, Snoop Dogg did a Breakfast Club interview yesterday. Don't ask me why, but he was on the Breakfast Club. And I guess he was in New York. So they said, well, let's grab Snoop while he's here. And he could talk about the party he was at. And he can talk about Tupac and Death Row some more. Snoop ain't been with Death Row. Snoop ain't been with Death Row. And I don't know how long. I couldn't tell you the last time Snoop was with Death Row. 98, 30 years ago. 30 years. And don't forget to hit the like button, folks. That's 7 likes. That is highly unacceptable. For a person that's finna go live, that is highly unacceptable. Now, let's get to the whole gist of everything, right? The title of it was I got I got Tupac signed the Death Row record, right? Now we love Snoop. Snoop is great. He's like a blast. Hey, what's happening, cuz? Real smooth, laid back. We love to listen to Snoop go, don't we? Tell his stories, the whole nine. Now, with that being said, oh, don't worry, the JD video is loading up right now. It's in the oven. Don't even worry about that. Now let's get to this Snoop thing. I love Snoop to death, man. But like I've been telling y'all, Snoop is a huge liar. He loved to manipulate stories and twist them and put them in the ways. I don't want to call him a liar, but he's being very dishonest in these stories. I'm listening to it and I'm like, what? And he's just going, yeah, because you see, and then it was my decision to do this, man, and it's my decision to do that. And then I'm out. Y'all lucky I was out yesterday. It's about my bedtime about now, but y'all are lucky. I had things to do. And I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Okay. I was watching It Too. I was at the It Too promotion. for it too, and I can't do no review on it. I signed an NDA. I can't really do nothing right now. But as you can see, oh, the boy flying. Ah, I guess somebody sent them my video when I did the It One, and they that movie review for It One, and they loved it. So don't worry. Think you will enjoy it. But that's just me. I'm not gonna talk no more about that. Now let's get into Snoop. Snoop, Snoop Troop, Snoopy Droopy Doopy Dog. You haven't been there in 30 years. 30 years. And you are still talking about Tupac and Death Row days. A place you couldn't wait to get away from. Here it is. Okay, what was he talking about? Give me some of the points. He said Interscope Records wasn't treating Pac correctly, and he was right. They really wasn't pushing him correctly the right way, but they was treating him like a regular rapper at that time. Uh, Death Row was the first company to really focus and have their control of their own end of their business. But Snoop, you never got Tupac to Death Row. Suge had already offered Tupac, said, "Man, I need you to come join me, man. Hey, listen, hey, when you gonna come over here and join the family?" And this is back in 93, 94, when you were doing Murder Was the Case and Above the Rim soundtrack. When he hit Pac off with that money and he told him to come join the family. Do you know what Tupac said? Tupac said, "Nah, y'all got too many stars over there. You got Dre, you got Snoop, y'all got way too many stars over there." He turned down Death Row. So what in the world are you talking about, Snoop? This was before he went to jail. He's in the video. He's in the video for Natural Born Killers. He's the guy that shoots Ice Cube. Now, listen, I'm just somebody here that's telling it like I knew it. And you guys can take Snoop's story at face value. I don't. What else did Snoop say? What else did Snoop say? He's like, uh, we told him, "Hey, cuz, we need to go get him." Wrong, because a lot of Tupac's music that you guys was listening to, "Are You Still Down?" Y'all was recording and working on your album, and y'all start taking from Tupac album and putting it on y'all album. And Tupac was mad that he played that on there, and you hear a lot of that "Are You Still Down" on Snoop's album. That's true. Snoop first album, listen to Snoop first album, and go back and listen to Thug Style, which is the Are You Still Down album. Listen to the Are You Still Down album, and you listen to Doggy Style, and you say, oh my God, this is what they did. And I see what Snoop was saying. I mean, Pac was saying. Pac was like, they taking my stuff. Thank you, Torrance. I appreciate it. Then he said, yo, we had the thing put up there. Like, we was all welcoming. He wasn't even down with us yet. You know what I'm saying? No, here's the situation. It wasn't no cousin, no Source Awards. After the Source Awards, Pac saw right then and there he needed to reach out. He had a couple of other deals on the table, but only Suge was talking about bailing him out and doing what he needed to do. Nobody else was talking about that, and Pac wanted out. Pac was never 100% sold on Death Row. He still, because they had too many stars. He didn't want to go there because they had so many stars, but it was like, Suge giving me the best, everything right now. They had a couple of offers, but Suge's offer was more intriguing. He was like, you give me 3 albums, boom, here's your money up front, but I gotta be your manager too. That's the only way it's gonna work. I know your manager been with you all this time, he gotta go. That's the only way. That way, you got 24/7, results, baby. So when he got out, Pac was like, all right, I'm gonna make these songs and I'm gonna go. But what he ended up doing was liking it there because the position changed. Dre gone, Snoop is really on his side, and he kind of fell back in the cut. So now it's Pac's show, and it's him and Suge running. Now what Snoop didn't tell you is Snoop wasn't always happy. Like, we was happy he joined the fam, cause I just fell back. And I said, my Dogfather album coming out, man. So I'm gonna just pull that back. No, you wasn't. You was tripping. You were tripping because your date got moved back for Machiavelli. They pushed your album back because it wasn't getting no heat. It was all about Pac. So they pushed the Dogfather album out back because it wasn't really getting no heat. And then they was like, Pac gonna drop another album, this Machiavelli album. You were sick. You were mad about that. But before that, let's go to Snoop and his situation in his trial. Snoop had his trial coming up. Snoop was already mad at Death Row because they were doing the same thing to Tupac, like he said they was doing to him. David Kenner wasn't showing him any records about where's his finances, where's anything at that he needed to see for his money. So he's like, look, where's my money? Oh, don't worry about it, man. The money gonna be there. Don't trip, blah, blah, blah. All right. I need to see my money. He never got to see the money. Always got gifts. Always got Rolls Royces. Always got gifts. But he couldn't talk because Death Row Records was paying for his trial. So he thought. They made Interscope pay for Snoop trial. That's what Suge did. But according to Snoop, he don't know all this. So all he know is Snoop Dogg, that Death Row is paying for his trial. So Snoop didn't want to be with Death Row because he was mad. He wasn't getting the money he thought he was supposed to be getting. But he couldn't say nothing because of the trial. Doggy Style come out and kill and crush, sold all these records. So Interscope is like, man, he just did that because they tried to go and sign him to a deal with Def Jam. Did Snoop tell you he signed a deal with Def Jam? He agreed to go to New York and sign a deal and join Def Jam. And he was going to be over there with Warren G, and they were going to do the 213 with Def Jam, Russell Simmons, and Leon Cohen. They were going to have Snoop. Suge got on a plane, went to New York, went to their office, and turned it upside down. No more of that. No more of that. Then next thing you know, they were all buddy, buddy, buddy. So whatever happened in there, happened in there. And there was no more any talks about Snoop being with them. Next thing you know, Snoop got signed to Death Row Records in Interscope. And they had to pay for that trial. Now, while the trial is going on, Snoop's success is everywhere. They got the murder was the case, everything going on, and he's sitting in there for the trial. He got Johnny Cochran representing him. Johnny don't come cheap. No way. Johnny just got OJ off and everybody else. You know this man, now know this man. That is Snoop Doggy Dogg. You know this man, I know this man. Man didn't hurt nobody. This is Snoop Doggy Dogg. This is the Chronic. How you gonna convict it? Man, this is Snoop Doggy Dogg. You know this man, I know this man. Rest in peace, Johnny. They got you up out of here, Johnny. But rest in peace. Don't forget to hit the like button, because we finna undo all these lies or mishap stories that we just heard. Now, he said Daz gave Snoop Pac all his beats. Suge told everybody, stop. Whatever we working on, stop. Suge said, stop. Everybody stop. We gonna give all our stuff to Pac. We gotta get Pac out now. We gonna all the stuff we working on, we gotta get it to Pac. All the beats, everything. So Daz had the most stuff done. When he said Dre gave him California Love, that's what happened. Dre gave him California Love. Dre had 3 verses already done for California Love. And the song was complete. He muted his vocals and put Pac on there. Song took off. And then his album, he discredits and saying like, man, to have Dr. Dre produce your whole album. Back then, Dr. Dre was the best producer in the world. Dude, he was listed as that. Dre didn't produce your album. Daz produced your album. Dude, I mean, come on. Daz, you were way, Snoop, you disrespected your own cousin. How you gonna sit there and say that man did your whole album, Dr. Dre? And you know Daz did 90% of your album. Hell wrong with you, man. Dre did like 2-3 songs. Daz had to go sit in a meeting with Dre and Suge to talk about giving him some money. Because he had to be compensated. Because he the one producing the damn records. And they cut him a check and start paying him. And he wasn't smart enough to realize that he screwed himself out of a lot of money. Talking about we was a brotherhood. It was a brotherhood. No, you was jealous, bruh. You got jealous because everything that y'all was working on was stepped over to the side. You got jealous of the relationship of Suge and Pac, how tight they was and how tight you weren't with Suge no more. Because they heard how Pac could get on his rants and he talking about I run Death Row now. This they be like, man, come on, man. Come should be like, nah, man, it's still no, it's the dog, Snoop Dogg. Yeah, it's still Snoop Home. Man, up that is fine. You know, Pac just be wilding out sometimes, but everybody hear that. And everybody was gravitating more to Pac. Ask Badass. Badass, who was with their crew, Daz and Snoop, he gravitated with Pac and the Outlaws. You didn't like that, Snoop. You didn't like that. A lot of actions that happened you didn't like because y'all was repping that blue. Y'all didn't go everywhere with the Death Row crew. Y'all stayed in y'all bunch and was like, look, we don't really roll with them like that. You know, we don't mix. And I understood all that. But see, these are things that y'all got to get, y'all didn't hit in the interview that you need to know. Pac was boisterous, and he was jealous because he didn't get the things that Pac got. Pac got his own publishing, and that pissed Snoop off because Snoop signed away his publishing. That's why he can't be Snoop Doggy Dogg. That's why he's Snoop Dogg. He signed away that publishing to Snoop Doggy Dogg. Signed it all away before he even knew what it was. Pac was allowed to have his publishing. That pissed him off because Suge wouldn't give him his, but Pac could have what he want. When Pac got Machiavelli Records and he brought him in, like, oh, we're going to do the Death Row East and all this and that, and was giving Pac all that, Snoop was pissed. And don't tell me you weren't, Snoop. You a liar if you say that you wasn't. You were pissed. Somebody asked Reggie. Get Reggie on there, get Reggie right, get all the people in there, have them come around and tell people what the deal is. Hey, let Reggie, ask Reggie if I'm lying. Ask Reggie if I'm lying. That's what I'm saying. If you gonna tell these stories about Pop, tell the truth, bro. Nobody said you didn't have love for the man, but you know you was ready for it to be about you again. You was like, okay, we did the Pac thing. Pac was rolling and was bringing in all these hits. It was ready for time for you to be. It's time to get behind Snoop, and they wasn't getting behind you. Your album was being pushed to the background, and you didn't like that. Tupac was coming out with his Machiavelli records. He was going to come out with his own artist, distributed through Death Row. So everybody here who's talking about Pac was going to leave Death Row, I'm here to tell you right now that is a lie. A lie. A bold-faced lie. It is a bold-faced lie. Pac thought about leaving once Suge told him, "Hey man, you owe, you got bills. You owe us for this, you owe us for that." You know what I'm saying? That's when it became a situation. That's when it became, oh, I don't know about this. I like how they went and tried to sabotage my live stream. Thank you. I appreciate that. You got caught with your hand in the cookie jar, sir. Right in the cookie jar. I suspected something foul coming from y'all. That's right. When Machiavelli Records was coming out, they coming out with all these albums. And then the Machiavelli album was going to come out, and everybody trying to restructure they dates. And Snoop album was pushed back to the next year. Snoop wasn't happy about that. It got to the point where they weren't even hanging out no more. They weren't really tight like that. Badass started hanging with Snoop now. I mean, with Pac them. And Pac be like, "Yo, man." He was like, "Yo, we going to the, we going." Even when he was going to Vegas, Dad's like, "Nah, man, they going. We ain't going to that." He was like, "Oh man, we ain't going to Vegas. Nah, we ain't going to Vegas. They going." Because they didn't really get down like that. Because they rocking the blue, but it was more than that. Notice, Pac is not on a lot of songs with Daz after All Eyes on Me. Pac did all those songs. Once he was going into his new thing, when he was doing Machiavelli and doing all that work, when he heard the guy who had all them beats, Pac is like, be ready tomorrow morning. Pac was there in the morning. Pac could go right there in his office before he even go in there. He ain't mess with nobody but dude. Dude did like 40, 50% of Machiavelli, if not more. All the beats you love, that guy did. I can't remember dude's name off the top of my head. It wasn't Johnny J. It was another guy. And he came there and was putting it in there. Harlem Bad. I think that's his name. Harlem Bad. That might be right. I think Harlem did. Heard him bad. Yeah, there you go. Heard him bad. Heard him bad had that fire. Pac heard it. Pac heard that fire. Pac was like, "I'll be back in the morning." Pac came back at like 7 in the morning. Let's go. Play me that another one. Pac laying the track. Play me another one. Play me another one. I want this, this, and this. Why do you think Machiavelli album sounds entirely different from All Eyes on Me? Entirely different. Because that was more of a Tupac album. Machiavelli is more of a Tupac album. All Eyes on Me was the commercial album. He really didn't like it that much. I'm gonna tell you that now. Pac was not a big fan of All Eyes on Me album because he had to conform to songs and do them the way he didn't want them to go. He had to do them because of certain producers and everything else. And he will always tell you, he was on it. In every interview, go play. He was like, "Yo, All Eyes on Me did 5 million. I know it wasn't all that, but it sold 5 million." He said just like that. The album wasn't all that. And you know why? Because there was some beats on there that he wasn't really feeling. But because of who the producers was or somebody did it, he knocked it out. Like, all right, they hot, I'm just fresh home. Give me the track, I'll make it work. And he made it work. All Eyes on Me is a classic. He might not have said it was All Eyes, but All Eyes on Me is a classic. Machiavelli to me is the dark side. It's like All Eyes on Me dark, but it's more grit. It's more real. It's more who Tupac is on Machiavelli. If you ever wanted to find an album that depicts who Tupac is, Machiavelli. More than Me Against the World. Me Against the World, a lot of people talk about that. Machiavelli. Me Against the World is Tupac before he got hit. Okay? That was before the shoot. This is after. You get both mindsets. Ice T, brother. Ice T on. Even Tupac filler songs were great. What's your phone number? Hey man, I was listening to All Eyes on Me, losing it. Anywhere you wanna be ready, baby, you give me a call. How long will you take? Let's be out. But my thing is that I don't want to lose focus. Is Snoop is being very dishonest. He was very standoffish. He was pouting all the time. He was bitter over the treatment that Pac was getting that he wasn't getting, and he wanted to leave Death Row Records. He wanted to leave. He was mad about his publishing with Suge Knight, and he wasn't getting it, and Pac was getting his. This is the truth. 100% the truth. Snoop is one dimensional, man. Why you think he make an album once every 15 years? Snoop is a personality. Snoop has never really said anything that meant anything. Snoop just cool. He Joe Cool. Snoopy. That's why they call him Snoop. In case y'all don't know what Snoopy comes from, Snoop Dogg comes from Snoopy, the Peanuts character. Joe Cool. He was the coolest dog in the neighborhood. He was the coolest thing going. Now I give Snoop his credit. He was at the time, he was like one of the hottest out artists in the world. Then when DOC left, his lyrics went like this. It went to like nothing. No substance, no nothing. It was just done. And the whole man, all you people here, nobody hitting the like button? 500 people? And nobody hitting the like button. Y'all out y'all mind. And don't forget, click the link in the description box, man. Make sure y'all hit the Streamlab up. That's my super chat. Or you can hit me up on the Cash App. The Cash App is Carceno, Karceno. Will I ever do an interview with Snoop? For what? I know what Snoop's doing. I mean, my thing is you sitting there talking about you ain't been with Death Row in 30 years. And every interview you do, no matter what you doing new, they still talking about Death Row. Now, if you ask me who's the better artist, Tupac is way a better artist. Snoop is a freestyler. That's how he raps. Yo, it's the SNOOP. He always used to rhyme his name and everything else. He's a better freestyler. I give him credit. He made very interesting songs, different, but he's like the smooth gap band, laid back guy, just kicking a freestyle, conversation rap, just smooth. But if you put him with a writer, somebody who can really help him structure his rhymes to make a dope song, he could do it. But Snoop ain't gonna hold no album no more. No, it ain't. And now they bending the story now to now Snoop. All of a sudden, we gotta wait to 2019 in August for Snoop to say, "I'm the reason Tupac was there." I said, "Okay, bring him on in." Now Suge works for Snoop. Suge just like it wasn't Suge, it was me. I'm like, yo, we need to bring up Cuz on up. I ain't gonna say he didn't make that suggestion. But Suge had already tried to bring Pac over once, twice, and was trying to bring him over then. Once they realized he trying to get out, that's really what the whole beef with Puffy was all about. And he was like, man, Pac just didn't like dude. Pac didn't like Puffy because Puff was like, F that dude. We don't need to him nothing that he doing around us. When Pac was in the hospital and everything else, Puffy ain't try to check on him or nothing. And he know Puff ain't had nothing to do with him being hit. But Puff them know the guys that did the situation. They know them. So the whole situation that went down, they knew what was the drop. They knew everything that was going on. They knew the whole situation already in a couple of days. He knew Big ain't had nothing to do with that. His whole thing with Puff is that Big and them blew up. After that, while he was gone, Biggie and Puffy became the biggest things in the world. And he used to let them open up on his show. And Biggie was going to be a part of Thug Life. Now all that's destroyed. Pac's locked up and ain't got no money. None. They drained all his money. He spent on lawyers and everything else. He had to get advance money for above the rim, everything. He's locked up. All his money's been depleted. His career is basically done for. Nobody trying to touch him right now. Not even his own record company. And Biggie's the biggest star in the world. And Puffy's right there by him. And that Puffy didn't even try to attempt to come there to see about getting Pac out of jail. But in every interview, they yo, what's up, Pac, man? Hold on, Pac, man. We rolling with you with your boys. And none of them even came there to send him no money on his books. Nothing. After what he did for them. So he was upset. That's what's the real problem he had with Puff. Suge problem with Puff coincided that the fact that Pac didn't like Puff. So now Suge don't like Puff because of a situation that happened with a friend of his. Pac don't like Puff, period. Those two come together. Boom! Brother, yeah, we got a common enemy. Let's go. That's what was the bridging point between the two. You don't like dude, I definitely don't like dude. So yeah, Pac had a lot of jealousy in him. Yes, he was very upset. But Pac is the one that helped bring Big out to the public. He was the one letting Big rock and stay with him out in Cali. Big was gonna be part of Thug Life. And he was like, man, he didn't think that stuff was gonna work out with Puff. He's like, man, I don't know if this stuff real or not, man. He's like, man, look, you come bounce and roll with me. You know why they trying to figure it out? Told y'all you could be part of Thug Life. So it wasn't like Pac didn't know Biggie was dope and he could rap. But Big never crossed him. And he knew that, but he knew he had to destroy that. He was playing a strategy. I got to destroy what Biggie and them got in order for me to get my spot back. I got to destroy that. I got to remind people who I am so that they'll know I'm bigger. I'm the big dog. They got to know I'm number one. You can't put nobody ahead. I'm number one, and they're going to know it when I come out. Now, when he came out, he was humble. He was glad to be home. Didn't deal with certain people. Didn't say who he was mad at. Didn't say nothing. He went to the studio. He made his records. And he said, I'm going to let the records dictate. He put the songs out. He didn't diss Big. He didn't diss Puff. He didn't say nobody's name. He was putting messages in codes. You figured him out, you knew what was going on. But he didn't say nothing. And then once the album sell 5 million records, #1 album, double CD, here comes Hit 'Em Up. Boom! So he didn't come out dissing. He came out on a mission and said, I'm going to show you I can make better records. I'm going to show you that I am that guy. Oh, somebody please inform that poor man that Hit 'Em Up did not come out before All Eyes on Me. I'll forgive you. You probably are young. You know, we're talking like 30-year-old stuff. So never thought I would hear myself say this, but yes, Hit 'Em Up is like 30 years old. Almost 30. It's like 20. He's like, I stand correct. 23 years old. So anyway, that's where it stood at that time. So Snoop was being very dishonest in that whole interview. It it was disheartening to hear because I couldn't believe he would take that route. He was being very disingenuous in that interview. I wasn't feeling it, man. I really was not feeling it through the entire process of that interview. I was I was not happy. That's why when he went to New York and was like, man, I love everybody, man. I love everybody. He was already upset and distance. That's why he was doing that with Puff. He knew by saying he loved Puff and Big and all them, what that was gonna do with Death Row. He knew how they felt. He was trying to stir the pot. Snoop was trying to stir the pot. He wasn't a fool. He knew he wasn't supposed to go on radio and say, I got love for all them dudes. He was in more danger with Suge them than he was with Big them. Even though he finna recently do an interview where he talked about Big and them took a hit out on him and over on the when they did the video from you know New York, New York. And dudes went and shot up the trailer and all that stuff. Like man, they missed though. So he finna do that with Angie Martinez. That's coming up. I mean, Angie got this show. It's called like Coming Out with Angie. Like, what is this? Like Angie Untold Hip Hop Stories. I'm like, Untold. I'm like, most of the stories, these people are volunteering stories that many people knew not to even talk about. Now I'm like, stuff that I left out of my stories. Then they got Ja Rule finna talk about how he did the concert with the people who DMX thought was going to kidnap him. That's coming up too. Ja gonna talk about I was finna do the Fry Festival. These are the same people that kidnapped John DMX. They didn't kidnap. DMX is in another country. This dude was powerful. He's like, look, I'm gonna pay you $30,000 a day. DMX is all cracked out. He didn't think that he was gonna get the money. He thought these guys was out to get him. So he was we got out of there. We got out of there, man. They were gonna kidnap us. They were trying to keep us there. It was a kidnapping. I'm like, yeah, believe me. So when you start hearing that and I see that in the clip, I say, oh gosh, here we go. And Ice-T finna talk about how he was gonna put down $1 million on LL Cool J, trying to negotiate putting a hit out on LL. It's That's nonsense. It was never that high, and I mean, just it's crazy. You gonna hear about it on watch this show with Angie when they start rolling out, and you gonna start hearing about it. Ice T had guys in Cali that was ready to get him, but Ice T has to admit himself, like it was his own jealousy of LL Cool J. LL ain't did nothing to him. It's just that LL was known as the king of rap, and he was like, "This mother." And in that Power album, that was it. It's your boy, Fly Guy Ice T. You know what I'm saying? Chilling with the Rhyme Syndicate. Homeboy, you don't know about this life, man. I ain't a rapper, I'm a hustler. I know how to check a buck. Oh, you talking about when they fell out and he had the knife on him the whole trip. He flew on the plane by himself and his family had to fly on the other flight. They were trying to intimidate him and all that stuff, and he went to sleep. Yeah, I heard that Snoop interview. But that's what I'm saying. Snoop always got an interview about Death Row. It's like, dog, I'll be like, look, I got a new project out. Tupac, let that story rest. Let that man rest in peace. That man put out work that still ain't been released. That man is iconic. He's forever. People that been born 10 years ago know who Tupac is. 10-year-olds know about Tupac. 12-year-olds. All these little kids coming up, they know about Tupac. And he been gone for over 20 years. Yeah, man, it is what it is. You know what I mean? So, on that note, that's why we always tell people always respect the page, always make sure you donate. The man was being disingenuous. He was being dishonest. I don't want to call Snoop a liar, but he was being very dishonest. Like I said, I will recap. Suge Knight wanted to sign Tupac back in '93 when they were doing Above the Rim soundtrack. And they came out the studio and they ran into each other and everything. And he knew he had crazy legal problems. Suge gave him about 300,000. Gave him 300,000. But he's like, man, do some songs on the soundtrack. He's like, we doing that Above the Rim soundtrack. He was like, word. He was like, yeah, I'm finna cut the track for that album. He was like, we got it. We on the album. He's like, man, when you gonna come join us? And he told him, you got too many stars over there, man. It's too many stars. I can't do that. Y'all too Hollywood. He was like, man, come on, man. You know you got a spot. I'll make a spot for you. I ain't doing the Suge voice. If I get hit up on the Cash App, get, get some Cash App donations, then you'll hear the Suge voice. My man's still arguing right now over. He's mad. My homeboy is mad over doggy style. He said this yesterday. We were just having this discussion yesterday. Why G's up? And I had to tell him why. He just sent the message. Clearance. I'm like, clearance issues. Because if you got the CD, you don't have G's up, hoes down. But if you got the tape when it first came out, you got G's up, hoes down. If you had the cassette, and I had the cassette. So I had G's up, hoes down. He was like, wait, I remember hearing G's up, hoes down on the doggy style out. I'm like, yeah, but it's not on the CD. It's not on everything else because of the simple fact they had problems clearing the song and they couldn't get the clearances for the song approved. So they had to take the song off. Now, like I said, Pac came over when he had another offer on the table. His manager brought him. They had some other deals because Interscope was trying to get rid of him. Interscope was like, if anybody want to come in here and take Tupac off our hands, fine. We're gonna just cut our losses. Ted Fields is ready to go. But Death Row was already with Interscope. So no, they ran Interscope at that time. They were like, we good. So anything we Pac with us, he's home. Plus, they knew they was going, uh-oh, Roach must have sent me a cash app. Oh, Angelo already did it. That ain't enough, Roach. That ain't enough. But thank you for the cash app. That ain't enough for me to do the Suge voice. No, he was mad at Tupac because Pac came in and was basically taking over. His Doggy Style album got pushed back. He wasn't happy about that. They pushed it back because Pac was coming out with his record label, Machiavelli Records, and he was really pissed off because he was like, I can't get my publishing, but Tupac can. I've been here. I started this. I built Death Row. And I can't get my publishing for my record company, my record label. I can't get my publishing for that, but he can. Thanks, Angelo. Yo, you missed iced tea. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, homeboy. Thanks, Angelo. Now, right. Anybody got suggestions? The female boxing fan said you ain't gonna answer. I'm like, what was the question? Female boxing fan, I don't even see your question. She said, oh, you ain't gonna answer? Like somebody was withholding something from her. Oh, so you ain't gonna answer? I did show Snoop some respect. Snoop put everybody on the map. Snoop did a lot of things. But I'll tell you one thing Snoop did. He did not tell the truth about that story. Oh, how much I gotta get to do the Suge voice? More than that. When I see the right amount, I'll do the Suge voice. I already did it on this video though, but y'all missed it. But no, he was mad over the publishing. He was mad over the fact that how the tight Suge and Pac was. He was jealous of it. He was completely jealous. They pushed his album back to 97. He was not cool with that, but he had no choice. Pac finna drop 2 albums in 1 year. That's that's how it looked. Pac finna come out with another album, and they finna drop the Outlaws album. Ain't gonna be no room for my album. When he was working with Daz, Daz had all these beats. Then Snoop sat there, gave all that credit to Dr. Dre, when knowing that his cousin Daz did like 80 to 90% of his album. Come on, man. I wish could go back on the Instagram again, just cut out all the smoke. You know doggone well. Daz did your album, man. Dr. Dre didn't produce your album. Dre did about maybe 2 songs he's working on. The rest was Daz. Daz did all them beats. Daz did all those tracks. I mean, Gin and Juice is Dr. Dre. Right, that's his cousin. But yet he sat there on that radio station and said, Dr. Dre did this and that. I'm like, in another interview, he'll change the story again. Now he's the guy that got Tupac over there, the Death Row record. I ain't gonna say he didn't embrace Tupac, but he was trying to embrace Tupac out of a whole false pretense. He was only sticking with Death Row and sticking around with them because they paid for his trial. He was like, well, they paid for my trial. So I was like, man, because I wanted to bounce before that. But since they were paying for my trial, I'm like, look, I'm gonna stick around. Because I already saw what was going on. Dr. Dre, he got up and bounced because, he saw it already with NWA. This is my first rodeo. And I was like, man, he was mad at Dre when Dre bounced because Dre didn't really tell him nothing. He was like, man, you should have told me things was funny with the money. This is my first go around the bend. You've been through it already with NWA. So as soon as he saw the money wasn't right, he bounced. So I was kind of upset with Dre. You see, this is the real. And this is stuff that Snoop actually said. He was mad at Pac and because he was mad at what all the Pac was getting, not because Pac did something to him, even though Pac was talking way reckless at times. He was upset with what was happening and transpiring in the situation. Ask ask Snoop, ask anybody who's around the situation, ask Badass, ask Reggie. I don't know what they're gonna say. I haven't talked to him, but ask him. Ask him, say, man, is that dude Carcino lying? Did he just make up a lie right there? Ask him. See what they tell you. That's all I can say is ask them and see what they tell you. Because I'm interested to know. Maybe they might know, Reggie might know more than I know. I'm quite sure he do. So you could ask Reggie about that situation. When his bomb first interview comes or they do their podcast, and asked them this question. Said Carcino did a video about what Snoop said the other night, and this is what Carcino said. Is Carcino telling a lie? Go and ask him. Said Snoop was jealous because Pac got his publishing and Snoop didn't get his. Snoop said he wanted to leave. Snoop was mad at Dre because Dre bounced, and Snoop was talking about he was talking about leaving. I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay. Snoop already admitted that he was faking. He was faking like a Jamaican. Yeah, he did fake a Jamaican. He was Snoop lying. Yeah, so he already was a faking Jamaican then. Well, he was Snoop lying for a week. Yeah, I'm Snoop lying. I'm Jamaican. Man, listen, Snoop is the only guy that can pull this stuff off. We love Snoop. Snoop is like that old storyteller, just smooth. It's just that the stories they're very mystical and they don't match up. Now I don't know if that's the smoke. Could be all that smoke, but I guarantee you what I said sticks. The man was faking like he was down with him because they was paying for his trial. He was upset because of the simple situation that he wanted out. He wanted to bounce because he couldn't get no accounts for his money with the lawyer, David Kenner. He wanted to get a list of accounts, same thing that he said Tupac wanted, he wanted for himself. And they kept giving him cars. Every time he asked, he's like, man, I get a new Rolls Royce. He's like, I got like 3 Bentleys, all these Rolls Royce, but he's like, I wasn't even in it no more. He's like, my love was gone. I'm just rapping. I'm like, look, they paid for my trial. He's like, once I beat my trials, I'm gonna give them these albums, then I'm out. I'm addressing the whole everything. The video is coming soon. Matter of fact, it's already done. It was in the oven. That video is already done. Don't worry about it. Yeah, it's done. Been done. You'll see it pop up in about 30 minutes. So yeah, we at the conclusion of this. Don't forget to support the page, man. Hit the Cash App up, the name Carcino on the Cash App, or click the link in the description box. Hit that Streamlab up, and when you donate over there, you can leave a message. Leave your number in there so when we go live. If y'all want to debate, you want to talk, you can. Snoop was not being honest. I'm out.